Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is Cool Ninja Guy. Today I'm bringing you another tutorial. Today is an After Effects tutorial. I use CS6 instead of Sony Vegas. I've done this tutorial before for Zephix, but I'm not in Zephix anymore, so I'll do it here on my personal channel. It is the audio spectrum tutorial. What you're going to want to do, you want to start with a song. I have a song by Pegboard Nerds called Fire in the Hole. Freaking epic song. Go check it out on Monster Cat. I just bought it off Bandcamp. Drag it on your new composition button. It would create a composition to the specs that is exactly as long as the song is. You can make any background you choose, but I already have a background that I created in Photoshop earlier called light blue. It's not big enough, so I'm just going to drag it out. There we go. That looks nice. Now what I'm going to do is I need to create a new solid. So right click, new solid. Name this solid spectrum. Doesn't matter what color it is. Hit OK. Effects and presets. Type in spectrum, and it'll be generate audio spectrum. Drag it onto the spectrum layer. Now you'll see this thing in the middle. Basically, audio layer is what it is. So you choose Fire in the Hole, which is my song, and you know if I click through, you can see that it is jumping to the beat. The start point is where this left side is. What I like to do, I like to put this to 0, so it's all the way on the left side of the screen. Change the endpoint on this one to 1280, so that now it spans the whole length of the screen. Path, there's none, that's the only option. You can keyframe, use polar path, I'm not going to do that. Start frequency, that's like what frequency it obviously starts at. The lowest frequency would be on the left side. The end frequency would be on the right side. Higher frequency, so like bass is lower, treble is higher. So if the song is very bass heavy, it will be a lot more over here. Like I listen to a lot of EDM, electronic dance music. A lot of it will be on this side. So I like to usually put the end frequency to 1500. I meant to type 1500, not 1250. There we go. So now it's a little more defined. Frequency bands is how many of the things there are. You can crank it up to a ridiculous number, and it looks like a what's it called? That's called like a circle and stuff. You see, 22,000 is absolutely ridiculous. It was on 64. That's a good number. Whoa. That looks cool, but I did it by accident. So, see, I put the end frequency on 64, so it's mostly bass. And since this is a pretty bass-heavy song, it looks really cool. But I'm going to send the end frequency back on 1500. It's all personal preference. Frequency bands, let's set this back to like 250. So that way it still looks like lines. I'm going to put this on full so you can see it a little better. It looks a little better. Maximum height is how high it goes on the maximum, obviously. Maximum height, dragging that up is something absolutely ridiculous, but I do not like that. It was on 480 if I remember correctly. So let's go back to 480. It looks fine to me. Audio duration, it's, you know, how long it stays up. Audio offset, you can make it a little bit of an offset. So the beat goes, you know, it will be a little bit of a delay. I don't know why you would want that, but I guess whatever floats your boat. Thickness is how thick these bars are. If you crank it to something ridiculous, it just looks very fuzzy and I'd say kind of a pink dildo. So I prefer the thickness at 3, which is what it was. Softness, that's how, you know, bright it is. 100% softness, it'll be there a lot. 0% softness, it will be very soft. It's obviously because of softness, so I'll put it back at 50. Inside color is what, here, let me zoom in quick. So let me just grab this and move over a little bit so we can see it better. So the inside color is obviously on the inside. So if I change this, let me go back to the mouse, drag this to like a green, now you see the inside's green. But the outside, if I change that to a black, you'll see now that the outside of it is black. That's really about it for that, but you know, if I was to have a blue background, I would say light blue, kind of to match that. And the outside color, I'd go with a black, honestly. It looks good to me. Blend overlapping colors, you can check that if you want. I don't really, I mean, it's all personal preference. Hue interpolation, spin it out, and that makes it like a rainbow, which looks pretty awesome, honestly. I've never really played around with that, but that looks pretty boss. So it was at 0, so if you set this back to 0, 3 times, see, so it was at 3 times, so just turn it back around, 1 and 0, so that means it's nothing. So if you crank it a million times, just keep spinning this thing, spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. It actually looks pretty boss because it's all rainbow. But dynamic hue phase, I think that's with the yeah, that's with the hue interpolation. Because if I close it up, you'll see this part is all with hue interpolation. Color symmetry, if you turn that off, you know, it's obviously not color symmetry. Display options, digital is what most it is. It looks, you know, like that. You can change it to analog lines, which looks kind of like a heartbeat. and analog dots, which is just the outlines. What you can do is you can combine analog lines, analog dots, and the digital to create a very cool effect. I prefer just digital, it looks best to me. And side options, side A is this top side. Here, let me go back to, let me position this again. So position this at 640, 320, or 640, 360, which is the middle of my composition. So there we go, it's back in the middle. And it's all colorful and stuff. Side A is the top side, so if I click side A only, it will only be the top side. If I click side B only, it will only be the bottom side. And side A and B is both sides. Duration averaging, I guess that like averages out where it does. Composite on origin, whoa, that like makes the background black. I just leave it like this. This is the settings that I used when I just saved it. The settings that I use when I make these audio spectrums. You can do these like if you run a music channel. It's a little more intriguing for the viewers when there's a little thing bouncing there instead of just a picture of like some hot chick, which is most of the music channels out there. But if you guys enjoyed this tutorial, please hit the like button below, somewhere down there, subscribe button somewhere up here, share this with someone who you think would enjoy, any After Effects user. I am open to suggestions for any tutorial from Sony Vegas, Cinema 4D, or After Effects. I do a little bit of Photoshop. I mean, you could ask me, I'm not the best with Photoshop, but I can still try it out. And that's about it. So thank you guys for watching. My name is CoolinGI, and I'm out. Adios.